Welcome to our channel. Today we will explore the origins and founding of Sparta, one of the most legendary cities of ancient Greece. We will discover both the history and mythology surrounding its creation. Let's begin this fascinating journey. Sparta, located in the region of Laconia, southeast of the Peloponnesian Peninsula, is renowned for its military power and strict discipline. But how did it all begin? To understand its origin, we must delve into Greek mythology. According to mythology, Sparta was founded by Lacedaemon, the son of Zeus, and the nymph Taygete. Lacedaemon married Sparta, the daughter of King Eurotas. When King Eurotas died, Lacedaemon named the city after his wife Sparta. This union symbolizes the divine and heroic connection in the city's origins. Historically, the foundation of Sparta dates back to the 9th century BC. The Dorians, a group of Greek tribes, settled in the Eurotas River Valley. These Dorians, led by the descendants of Heracles, conquered the region and founded Sparta. Thus, the city began its transformation into a military power. Spartan society was unique and very different from other Greek cities. Life in Sparta was centered around austerity, discipline, and service to the city-state. Spartans valued strength, endurance, and loyalty above all else. Thus, Sparta rose from myths and history to become one of the most formidable cities of the ancient world. The Spartan Agoge was not just physical training, but a forging of character and discipline that began in childhood and lasted until adulthood. From the age of 7, Spartan boys were taken from their homes to begin their training in the Agoge. This was not a simple summer camp, but a state institution designed to produce the most feared warriors of the ancient world. Young Spartans lived in barracks under the supervision of veteran mentors. From day one, they were taught to endure pain, hunger, and harsh weather conditions. Living conditions were tough and austere. They slept on beds of reeds and were given only one cloak for the entire year, regardless of the weather. One of the main goals of the Agoge was to develop endurance and discipline. The boys were forced to steal food to survive, but if they were caught, they were severely punished. This punishment was not for the theft itself, but for being clumsy enough to get caught. The physical training was extremely demanding. Exercises included running long distances, jumping, throwing javelins, and hand-to-hand combat. Constant competitions were organized to foster a spirit of competition and continuous improvement. But the Agoge did not only strengthen the body, it also trained the mind. Young Spartans were taught rhetoric and basic philosophy. Additionally, they were taught to be cunning and to remain calm under pressure, essential qualities for a military leader. One of the most feared tests of the Agoge was the Crypteia. Only the most promising youths were selected for this secret mission. They were sent alone into the field, armed only with a knife, and had to survive for several months, eliminating any threat to Spartan security. Finally, those who completed the Agoge were considered full citizens of Sparta, ready to join the ranks of the hoplites and defend their city-state with honor and bravery. The Spartan Agoge was more than just training. It was a forge of men and women who lived and died for the glory of Sparta. Today, we remember their legacy and draw inspiration from their discipline and courage. Could you withstand Spartan training? First, let's talk about the social hierarchy in Sparta. Spartan society was divided into 3 main classes: the Spartiates, the Perioeci, and the Helots. Only the Spartiates had political rights and were the only ones who could participate in the Spartan army. The Perioeci were the inhabitants of the peripheral areas of Sparta. Although they were not full citizens, they played crucial roles in the Spartan economy. They were merchants, artisans, and farmers. The Perioeci also served as auxiliary soldiers in the army, but did not participate in political decision-making. At the base of the social pyramid were the Helots. They were state-owned serfs, essentially slaves, who worked the lands of the Spartiates. The Helots were crucial to Sparta's agricultural economy, but lived under constant oppression and surveillance. Helot rebellions were common, and the Spartiates took drastic measures to keep them under control. Now, let's move on to the Spartan political system, a complex web of institutions that ensured the balance of power and state stability. Sparta had a diarchy, meaning two kings who ruled simultaneously. These kings came from two different royal families, the Agiads and the Eurypontids. The kings shared power, led the army in times of war, and performed religious and judicial functions. Alongside the kings were the ephors, 5 magistrates elected annually by the citizens. The ephors supervised education, administered justice, and had the power to oversee and even punish the kings. This system ensured that the king's power was balanced and controlled. Finally, we have the Gerousia, the council of elders composed of 28 members over 60 years old, plus the 2 kings. The Gerousia proposed laws and acted as the Supreme Court in criminal cases. Its members were elected for life, and their experience and wisdom were crucial to political decision-making. The combination of these institutions and social classes created a highly organized and militarized society, leaving an indelible mark on history. What do you think of Sparta's social and political structure? Leave your comments below. Let's explore one of the most famous battles in history, the Battle of Thermopylae. Were there really only 300 Spartans? And what role did the legendary King Leonidas play? Stay tuned until the end to find out. We will dive into the world of the Spartans, exploring not only the Battle of Thermopylae, but also other key battles and the tactics that made Sparta so feared in its time. Let's start with the famous Battle of Thermopylae, which took place in 480 BC. The Spartans, led by King Leonidas, faced the vast forces of the Persian Empire, commanded by King Xerxes. But were there really only 300 Spartans? In reality, Leonidas led a small contingent of about 7,000 Greeks at the beginning. The 300 Spartans were his personal guard, an elite force known for their bravery and combat prowess. However, at the end of the battle, only the 300 Spartans, along with about 700 Thespians and 400 Thebans, remained defending to the last man. Leonidas's role was crucial. His leadership and strategy focused on taking advantage of the terrain. The narrow pass at Thermopylae allowed the Greeks to neutralize the Persian numerical advantage. The Spartans used the phalanx tactic, a tight and disciplined formation that was practically impenetrable. It is believed that Leonidas was 60 years old at that time and was not in fighting condition. Xerxes ordered Leonidas's body to be decapitated and his head impaled on a stake on the battlefield. Their bronze shields and long spears were impregnable to the Persians, who used wicker shields and shorter spears. The Persian casualties numbered in the hundreds, while Greek losses were minimal. But the story of Spartan tactics doesn't end there. Let's look at some other key battles. The Battle of Plataea in 479 BC was another significant victory for the Greeks against the Persians. Here, the Spartans demonstrated their discipline and ability to adapt to new tactics, collaborating with other Greek city-states to crush the Persian forces. And we cannot forget the Battle of Leuctra in 371 BC, where the Spartans faced the Thebans. Although this time they were defeated, the battle is famous for the oblique phalanx tactic used by the Thebans, an innovation that changed the way battles were fought in Greece. Spartan tactics were impressive, but innovation and adaptation were key in ancient warfare. So there you have it, the incredible story of the Spartans and their military tactics. What do you think? Sparta is also surrounded by myths and legends. It is said that the Spartans were descendants of Hercules, the mythological hero, and that their strength and bravery were a direct inheritance from the gods. Another legend says that in times of crisis, the Spartans consulted the Oracle of Delphi, a sacred place in ancient Greece that housed the famous Oracle of Apollo. Here, the Pythia, a priestess, received messages from the god Apollo and transmitted them in the form of prophecies. These prophecies guided their military and political decisions. A famous example is the consultation before the Battle of Thermopylae. The Spartans sought the advice of the oracle, who predicted a necessary sacrifice to save Greece, King Leonidas. Thus, the Oracle of Delphi not only predicted but also shaped the history of Sparta, a mystical link between gods and men, where faith and destiny intertwined in a delicate balance. The fall of Sparta began from within. One of the main factors was its social and demographic system. The rigid structure of Spartan society, based on the slavery of the Helots and the strict discipline of the citizens, began to show cracks. The population of Spartan citizens, the Spartiates, drastically decreased due to constant wars and low birth rates. Additionally, the Spartan economy, which relied heavily on agriculture and the labor of the Helots, could not adapt to the economic and commercial changes occurring in Greece and the Mediterranean world. Externally, Sparta faced numerous challenges. The Battle of Leuctra in 371 BC, where they were defeated by the Thebans led by Epaminondas, marked the beginning of the end of their hegemony. This defeat not only destroyed Sparta's reputation for invincibility, but also led to the loss of many of its warrior citizens. Another significant blow was the invasion of the Macedonians led by Philip II and later by his son Alexander the Great. Sparta found itself unable to compete with the military innovations and numerical superiority of the Macedonians. The Battle of Leuctra in 371 BC was a turning point. Epaminondas's innovative tactic, known as the oblique formation, broke the Spartan phalanx and led to a devastating defeat. Then, in 338 BC, at the Battle of Chaeronea, the Macedonians consolidated their dominance over Greece. Although Sparta did not participate in this battle, its power and relevance continued to decline. Finally, during the Roman conquest of Greece in the 2nd century BC, Sparta became a mere vassal state, losing its independence and former glory. The decline and fall of Sparta remind us that even the most powerful civilizations can succumb to internal and external factors. Today, the ruins of Sparta stand as a testament to its glorious past and the inevitable changes brought by history. From the sands of time to your TV screen, the Spartans have left an indelible mark on history. The Spartans, known for their discipline and bravery, have inspired countless authors over the centuries. From antiquity, with works like The Histories by Herodotus, to contemporary novels like Gates of Fire by Stephen Pressfield, the tales of Spartan battles and their austere lifestyle capture our imagination and transport us to a world of honor and sacrifice. Cinema has also been a powerful vehicle for keeping the memory of the Spartans alive. The movie 300, directed by Zack Snyder, is perhaps the most iconic representation in modern culture.
You fight for Sparta.
With its stunning visual style and dramatic storytelling, 300 shows us the extreme bravery of the 300 Spartans led by King Leonidas at the Battle of Thermopylae. This film not only became a cultural phenomenon, but also revitalized interest in Spartan history worldwide. But how is the memory of the Spartans kept alive today? Besides their presence in popular culture, museum exhibitions, documentaries, and TV series continue to explore and celebrate Spartan history. Books and academic articles keep investigating their impact on Western history and culture. The fascination with the Spartans shows no signs of diminishing, and their legacy endures through each generation. And so ends our journey through the history of Sparta. From its humble beginnings to its fall, the Spartans left an indelible mark on history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic content. See you in the next video.